Hey folks, Tito here at the Black and Gold Daily Blitz. Thanks for tuning in. Follow me on Twitter @ThatHappens. Go to our website, fanstreetsports.com. All great content on there. All new content being added all the time. Now I sound like a used car salesman. Now. Go check it out, folks. It's a great site. So the Steelers, it's funny. I went back through and I always look at my notes from previous Black and Gold Blitzes that I do. And a recent one I looked at, and it had the headline, like my first thing was the division is there for the taking. The AFC North is there for the taking. And I was ready to end the Steelers season recently. As a matter of fact, I think this year I may have set a personal record. I have had them winning the division, hosting a playoff game, missing the playoffs altogether, winning the division, missing the playoffs. Like I've flip-flopped. I've snip-snapped like on the Office episode. Snip-snap. So anyway, the Steelers now are in a much better spot than I thought they would be in just a couple of weeks ago. They beat the Ravens 27-22. Rodgers has a season-high passing yards, 284. Last time he passed for that many yards was back on December 15th of 2024 against Jacksonville. He threw for 289. He's 6-2. The Steelers are 6-2 in games this season when he has no picks. 6-2, and that seems like one of the key things. I know you can't say it's just because of that, but when Rodgers does not throw an interception, the Steelers are 6-2. So that's a big deal. Like, they won this game against Baltimore. And Baltimore, I know, is a beat-up team. They won this game with Kenneth Gainwell leading them in rushing with just 15 yards. Think about that. Kenneth Gainwell had 15 yards rushing to lead the Steelers against the Ravens. And the Steelers still won the game. Rodgers, by the way, he finished up going 23 out of 34 and 284, one touchdown, no interception. Gainwell, the 4 carries, 15 yards. Jaylen Warren, 8 for 13. It was terrible. Receiving-wise, DK Metcalf had 7 catches, 148 yards. 12 of the 34 targets Rodgers had went to Metcalf. Nobody else had any kind of real receiving yards or catches of interest. Jaylen Warren did catch a touchdown pass. He ended up at 3 for 49. But the thing is, this is how the Steelers will have to win when they win. They aren't going to win a shootout. And 27-22 actually is on the damn near a shootout for the Steelers team. They're going to have to win playing mistake-free football, enforcing mistakes on the other side, and also probably at some point playing at home and getting a little bit of luck. Because if you look at some of the games they've had, I've talked about this before, many games they've had where, like the New England game, the Indy game, where they caused so many turnovers. That's such a huge win in the turnover battle and barely won the game. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson threw for 219, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Derrick Henry got 25 carries, 94 yards, under 4 yards a carry. Keaton Mitchell actually looked pretty good. Well, he had the 55-yard run. That's a big thing there. But you look at it, though, and I'll explain why in a few minutes why this was such a huge, if you already don't know, why it's such a huge win for Pittsburgh. This week, Baltimore's at Cincinnati at 1 o'clock. Steelers host Miami on Monday Night Football. Cincinnati's already beaten the Ravens once in Baltimore. And now Cincy gets them at home. Cincy is on life support. I believe if they lose this game, they're eliminated. Although they're already eliminated anyway. But a loss here would certainly put the nail in the coffin. But Cincy's a dangerous team. T. Higgins back in the concussion protocol. And since he's missing more people on defense, so it'd be a tall task for them to win. But nonetheless, Baltimore's at Cincy at 1 o'clock. The Steelers host Miami on Monday night. It looks like Mike Tomlin has said he thinks DK Metcalf's going to play. He said it's trending that way. DK Metcalf was hospitalized and spent the night in Baltimore after the game with a stomach issue, abdomen issue, after he had his season-high 148 yards in that game. But so anyway, that's important for Pittsburgh if they get him out there. If not, it's going to be really, really hard to win that game. We got to see about some of the other people. There's 3 Steelers right now. They're in the concussion protocol, including Darnell Washington, Andrews Pete, and Malik Harrison all in there now. We're waiting to see what happens with Derek Harmon if he can play the defensive tackle. Hopefully the extra day of rest will get him there. So as you look at the Steelers now, and I mentioned what a huge win that was for them over Baltimore for a number of reasons. One, they now have a 1-game lead on Baltimore in the division. Actually, you can call it a 1.5-game lead as it stands right now. There's no way both these teams get in. It's going to be one or the other gets in. The Steelers' final 4 games, They host Miami. That should be a win. At Detroit, that'll be tough. At Cleveland, should be a win. Host Baltimore, not sure. So I would think they would go 3-1 or 2-2 in those final games. Baltimore's at Cincinnati, should be a win. Host New England, not sure about that one. At Green Bay, should be a loss. At Pittsburgh. So the way I do all that is I wanted to tell you that, like, the way the tiebreakers work right now, the Steelers 7-6, Baltimore 6-7. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head. Point differential at that point doesn't matter, just head-to-head. Steelers won the game in Baltimore. Baltimore wins in Pittsburgh. Then it goes to the next tiebreaker. Next tiebreaker is best win-loss tie percentage in games played within the division. That's important. Right now, the Steelers are 3-1. Baltimore's 2-2. They both have 2 games left. The Cincinnati, like, if that goes to that, if the Steelers can beat Cleveland, if they can get to 4-1, then no matter what happens in the Baltimore game, the worst they're going to be is 4-2. The best Baltimore could be is 4-2. Then it goes to conference play. Right now, the Steelers have a 2-game lead there as well. Look at the conference games they have left. Miami and Cleveland, both their most winnable games. That will get them to 8-3. I'm sorry. If they win those, it'll be 8-4. The best Baltimore can be is 7-5. Pittsburgh's got this right now in their back pocket if they want it. Getting Metcalf to play against Miami on Monday night, they could probably beat him without DK Metcalf, but boy, I want DK there, and I'm hoping the extra day gets him to the game and gets him out there to play. All right, folks, that's it for today's Black and Gold Blitz. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. And make sure you go to Fit Happens. Follow me on Twitter. Also, FantasySports.com. That's the website to go to. Check out all of our great new programming we have, adding new stuff all the time, stuff all across the country. This has been the Black and Gold Daily Blitz.